Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome back. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again. Hopefully this will be the first of another set of videos. We're slowly getting the new computer configured and organized. Lots of problems along the way. Haven't really started flying yet, but I've got the software installed, and video editing is also, we've got prepared for that as well. Had a lot of issues with the new computer, installing software and getting it where it should be. It's Windows 11, but anyway, we're there, we're ready, and this is the first review of a new product that I've seen, and I'm doing it on the new PC. Where are we? We're in the United States, and this is Tulsa International Airport in Oklahoma, Kilo Tango Uniform Lima. This is the payware version by FLY2HIGH. I'm aware that there's another version out there by MSF Scenery Designers, but we're looking at the FLY2HIGH version, which I purchased recently. And here we are. We're looking at version 1.0.2, which I believe is the current version for Flight Simulator 2020. There is a version available for 2024. To be honest, I can't work out whether it's a separate purchase or whether it's available when you buy this one. That isn't really made very clear. Maybe somebody in the comments who has the software can tell me. The download comes in at 2.84 gig and it installs at 5.44 gig, so it's reasonably fair sized, but as you can see from this high level shot, there's an awful lot of detail, particularly in the texturing, which looks pretty impressive. It's available from a variety of vendors, currently from SimMarket, AnyBuilds and the FlightSim.To website. I'll give you the SimMarket price, which includes tax. It's €22.19, which equates to roughly $25.87 US, or £19.21 UK. As ever, US and UK prices are estimates taken from the euro, and they include tax or VAT at 20%, which of course could be different depending on which country you're in when you make your purchase. This is quite an impressive piece of software actually. When I first installed it, I had no Jetways. So I recommend you guys, if you suddenly do that and find you've got no Jetways, what you need to do is edit the content.xml file, which you can find in the local cache folder. And basically you just edit it to put this software and raise it to a higher level. I'll show you my XML file on the screen in a moment. You can see if you use the exact sort of text and put it between the two Navigraph entries and then reload the software, it should work, and that's what I did, and I got my Jetways back. Okay, so that's it for the moment. Let's look at the features of this product. Okay, features. So the terminal is fully simulated in the interior, so they've done quite a lot of work inside. Hopefully we'll get a chance to look at that. There's over 100 plus objects that can be recreated in real life in Tulsa. You've got custom jetways, and you'll see in the jetway test some of the issues we found with those jetways. Custom approach, runway, taxiway lights, ILS and more, and custom taxiway labels, and as you can see from the shots here, the texturing is massive, particularly around the ground here, which all makes it look so much more real. Done a great job in that respect. There is no GSX profile available yet for users of that software, including me, but I dare say one will come up pretty soon. Be interesting to see how that works out. So that's the features. Let's talk some history. Okay, history. Tulsa International Airport, Kilo Tango Uniform Lima, is a civil/military international airport owned by the city of Tulsa and operated by the Tulsa Airport Authority. The airport is located 5 miles or 8 kilometers northeast of downtown Tulsa in Tulsa County, Oklahoma, in the United States. It was named Tulsa Municipal Airport when the city acquired it in 1929, and it received its present name in 1963. While Tulsa International Airport only serves mostly domestic destinations, it is still an international airport because it retains Customs and Border Patrol facilities. The Tulsa Air and Space Museum can also be found on the northwest side of the airport. The airport actually opened in July 1928 after William G. Skelly persuaded several prominent businessmen to put up $172,000 to buy 390 acres or 160 hectares of land to be used to build the first municipal airport. The airport was then later purchased by the city of Tulsa in 1929 and named Tulsa Municipal Airport. The first terminal building was a one-story wood and tar paper structure that looked like a warehouse. The landing strips and taxiways were mown grass. Still, it handled enough passengers in 1930 for Tulsa to claim that it had the busiest airport in the world. The airport handled 7,373 passengers in February and 9,264 passengers in April of 1930. In 1932, the city opened a more elegant Art Deco terminal, topped with a control tower. Although many Tulsans had concluded that the 1932 terminal was inadequate to serve the rapidly growing city by the mid-1950s, the 1932 building served until Tulsa allowed to construct a new terminal east of the old facility. That building was completed in 1961. After World War II, American Airlines acquired two former Air Force hangars to start a maintenance and engineering base at Tulsa Airport in 1946. The following year, when transcontinental flights made at least one stop, American had non-stops from Tulsa to San Francisco and Los Angeles. In 1967, the Tulsa Airport Improvement Trust, or TAIT, was established as a public trust to build, operate and maintain airport facilities for the city of Tulsa. The authority had no real authority to levy taxes and depends on airport revenues to repay airport-related debts. As of August 31, 2023, the airport had 86,000 aircraft operations, averaging 235 per day, with 40% of these being commercial airline operations and 22 of them being military. Tulsa Airport is the headquarters for all maintenance and engineering activities at American Airlines worldwide and is the maintenance base for the airline's fleet of Airbus A320 and Boeing 787 and 737 aircraft family, a combined total of nearly 800 aircraft. It employs over 5,000 people, with the majority as licensed aircraft and jet engine mechanics. According to the company, it's one of the largest private employers in Oklahoma. Lufthansa Technik Component Services, a subsidiary of Lufthansa Technik AG, is also headquartered at Tulsa Airport. Metrolink Tulsa operates public transport services to the main terminal via Route 201, Monday through Saturday, with a 45-minute frequencies on weekdays and 65-minute frequencies on Saturdays. Some 8 airlines operate into and out of Tulsa, including Southwest, American and Allegiant being the biggest, while the airport also hosts cargo operations provided by 4 airlines including FedEx Express and DHL Aviation. So that was history for you. Now let's look at some runways here. Okay, so runways. Tulsa International Airport operates 3 main runways. The longest runway, 18 left, 36 right, measures 10,000 feet or 3,048 meters and is made from concrete. That's the one we're looking down the throat of now. The second runway, 0826, measures 7,376 feet or 2,248 meters and is made from asphalt. And finally, the smallest runway, or shortest, 18 right, 36 left, measures just 6,101 feet or 1,860 meters, and it's also made from concrete. The airport lies at an elevation of 678 feet or 207 meters and sits within the GMT UTC minus 6 hours time zone. Now, the state of Oklahoma does indeed observe daylight saving time, or DST, and since both Oklahoma and the UK are currently on their respective summer times, the airport remains 6 hours behind the UK. So we're looking down the throat of runway 18 left, 36 right. This is 18 left, which features high intensity runway lighting, centerline lighting, touchdown zone lighting, approach lighting system with sequence flashing lights and precision approach path indicators on the left side. So all looks to be good. You've got the approach lighting system with the flashing lights. Pappies are on the left. There's the center line and the high intensity lighting system. Let's have a closer look and just make sure we can see touchdown zone lighting. Okay, so as you can see, they're missing the touchdown zone lighting. Everything else is correct, but we're missing the touchdown zone lighting. It's the only thing. Approach options for 18 left, you have a standard instrument landing system and an RNAV GPS option. So let's check out the other end, runway 36 right. Okay, so here we are looking down the throat of runway 36 right, which again features the high intensity runway lighting, center line of course. You've got medium intensity approach lighting system with runway alignment indicator lights, and you've got that here, as indeed it should be, and precision approach path indicators on the left. Again, this is all correct. Now, approach options, you've got an instrument landing system certified to Cat 1 and 2 low visibility operations, which is why you have this here and why you should have center line lighting and touchdown zone lighting, which they've got here, but they don't have it at the other end. So this runway's pretty much all right, except that they have got the touchdown zone lighting possibly at the wrong end. But you know what? I would expect touchdown zone lighting at this end, given the low visibility operation. So maybe that's a chart anomaly. I don't know. Okay, now let's look at runway 0826. We'll start with runway 08. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 08, which has the high intensity runway lighting, the runway end identifier lighting system, and precision approach path indicators on the left side again. So all correct. Pappies on the left. These are the runway end identifier lights, the white lights that are flashing. There's no approach lighting as per the chart, but everything else is correct. Approach options for this runway, where you just have an RNAV GPS and a VOR DME approach option. No instrument landing system at this end of the runway. So let's check out the other end, runway 26. So here we are at the other end, runway 26 approach. Again, high intensity runway lighting. This time we've got the medium intensity approach lighting system with runway alignment indicator lights, which you can see here, and precision approach path indicators on the left. So again, this is all correct. Now you have three approach options here. You have the standard RNAV GPS approach option, a VOR or TACAN Y option. Now TACAN is normally used for military, and you also have the high VOR or TACAN Z option. Again, VOR approach options for military and civil aircraft at this runway. So finally, let's check out runway 18 right, 36 left. Okay, so here we are, 18 right, 36 left. Both ends of this runway feature high intensity runway lighting, runway end identifier lighting system, and precision approach path indicators on the left. Once again, all correct here. You've got pappies on the left, runway end identifier lights here. It would appear actually that the high intensity lighting is missing. This runway looks a little bit dark. You've got a displaced threshold here as well, which is a bit different. Approach options here, you do have an instrument landing system. It's a standard one, and again you have the RNAV GPS option too. So what we appear to be missing here is the high intensity runway lighting. Let's check out the other end, 36 left. So here we are at the other end, runway 36 left, and again everything is there except the high intensity runway lighting, which should be around here to outline the runway. But you've got your end identifier lights and the precision approach path indicators. Now the only approach option you've got here is an RNAV GPS option. And finally, there's a runway unspecified approach option, radar 1 ASR all runways. And also, all of the runways in the real world are grooved, which is the last thing to tell you. So here you go, that does it for runways. Now let's have a look at the jetways here at this airport. Okay folks, jetways. So here we are, we've got the Fenix Airbus A320 IAE engine variant from VAP Air, my own airline. Here we're sitting on stand Bravo 6. Again, as usual, I've spawned straight from the menu, and this is where the aircraft has become placed. So if we look at the signs, I mean they're pretty blurred. let's turn around and see if they make any more sense. Okay, so here's a different view. We've got all the markings and don't seem to see anything for the A320 or the 737 for that matter. We've got the 330, 767, 330 again there, the MD-80, 777, the E-Jets 1917, 175. So nothing mentioned for the 320. So nevertheless, we'll give it a try. As I said in the beginning, there is currently no GSX profile for this airport, so what you're looking at are the default jetways added with the scenery, which to be honest look really good. Let's do a jetway test and see if this connects. Okay, so jetway's moving. I've got GSX installed, which is why you see the annotation at the top. And it looks like this might connect. Let's see if it goes all the way. No, it doesn't. In fact, it doesn't get anywhere near it. Okay, you know what? Let's try a different stand. Okay, so here we are. So before this little version here, part 2 of the jetways, just to let you know, I've tried 2 other jetways on the 2 piers with no results where the jetway is actually missed. So this will be the 4th test. Once again, as you can see here, we've spawned directly here. All of the signs are way forward. No Airbus A320 signage. But let's try the jetway. So this looks more promising. Okay, the wheels don't turn, but the jetway's connected. The hood hasn't gone forward, and these wheels haven't turned, and this stairwell's gone into the concrete. So we've got all the problems associated with basic jetways. Maybe this would improve when GSX has a proper file, I don't know. And let's have a closer look. So that's not too bad. It's close to the aircraft here, but of course the hood hasn't gone forward. Let's check the other side. That looks pretty good from here, but as you can see, no hood movement at all to cover top of the aircraft. Let's see if we can get inside the jetway and have a look. So here's the view inside the jetway. As you can see, the jetway's connected. Okay, it's not quite at the right height here, but you know, this isn't one of the best jetways I've seen in the world, but actually the door's open, it's not infringed, and the passengers going in and out on GSX would probably work here. Let's have a look from inside. So there we are, looking out from the inside. Once again, the doors are closed, and again I will repeat my message to developers. Guys, if you're going to have working jetways, customized jetways, when you connect to an aircraft, let's have the doors open so that users of GSX and that could see the passengers walking up the gangway, and then when the jetway disconnects, fine, have them closed like this would be excellent. So a quick look at the cabin, no infringement of the jetway and the aircraft skin there, and no infringement of the cockpit or the side of the aircraft from here. And it's a quick look at the ground. As you can see, lots of various signage down there, all a bit blurred unfortunately, and nothing to indicate an Airbus A320. As I said before, we've spawned directly from the menu onto the stand. We're on the centre line, but no A320 mark. And this is the only jetway out of 4 that I've tried that actually connects to the aircraft correctly. The other 3 don't even reach it, they actually stop about here. I don't know if it will improve with GSX, but possibly it might do, because GSX removes these and installs its own jetways. So we'll see about that. Okay, so let's disconnect the jetway. Door closes. And the jetway moves away, and luckily it doesn't infringe the wing. And it's back in a safe area. Just so you know, I tried this with DSX. I also tried this with the Fenix Ground Services tab here in the EFB. If you look at the EFB, up here you've got toggle jetway. If you use this, the same jetway works and connects, you just don't get the GSX signage at the top. So there you go, that was a jetway test. Hopefully FLY2HIGH might fix this. To be honest, I don't know what causes it. As I say, this is the first time for a while actually I've used default Jetways because there's no GSX profile, and although I've discovered this issue many times in sceneries before, this doesn't seem to be one of the best, to be honest. Jetways need to be fixed, and also some marking really for the 320. Considering American use 320s and 737s at this airport all the time, there isn't a single marker on the ground for this aircraft. Anyway, that was the Jetways. Let's close this down now. Let's get into the airport properly, have a good tour around and see how good this is. Well, hello there, thank you and welcome back. So Tulsa, we're going to start at the very northern end, the northeastern end. You're looking at runway 18 left threshold here. This in the far north here on the left side is the Oklahoma Air National Guard headquarters. As you can see, it's been faithfully really nicely recreated, including the buildings. The colouring is correct from what research I've seen. So we're going to head south across the airport, and we'll cross the terminal cargo area, and then we'll go northwest and look at the other side. So as you can see, quite a bit of detail. The terrain, to be honest, looks really good. So there's the 18 left threshold to the right. All of the ground markings look pretty impressive. And you've got various cargo hangars and other bits and pieces there to the left for you to explore. The runways are accurate, concrete mixed with asphalt on various types. And once again you can see building quality is pretty impressive. So there's the control tower. There's also a nice open hangar. So let's go and have a quick look at the control tower while we're here. So again, nicely portrayed. The modelling is good, including the brickwork there on the side. And again, even this low, the terrain looks really nice. So from here you can see inside there is some modelling, but we've got no controllers. Let's pop in and have a quick look. And okay, as you can see, we're actually bumped out of the tower, so we can't go inside. So just a quick look at the hangar. Some really nice detail, no complaints at all, it's very nice. And big enough to put an aircraft inside. Okay, so we move towards the main terminal area complex. I mean, it looks pretty impressive. It's a really good representation of an important American airport there. So we head towards the terminal complex. We've got various cars parked there. Try and slow this down as we pass over the ramp area. Lots of weathering on the buildings, which looks good. All looks pretty impressive from the outside. There's my aircraft parked in Alpha 4. And as you can see, ground markings and the other little bits of things that you'd expect to see, the ILS equipment there to the right, is all included. So a quick look at some signage. Here's the entrance to runway 36 right. You've got wigwags, or runway guard lights as our American cousins like to call them, and you've got the runway signage here as well. Blue airfield edge lights, which will be nice to see during the darkness hours. So there you've got buildings, various bits of equipment as well. It all looks pretty impressive. Very nice indeed. Okay, let's have a little tour landside. When the foliage looks good, I can't see, well, there's only one there that just seems to be infringing on the road. But apart from that, you know, this looks alright. Once again, lots of weathering that makes the modelling look pretty good, to be honest. So there you can see the terminal to the left, parking spaces to the right, and we've got one passenger there and another one there to the left. It's alright, and the road signs, the sort of the ground textures on the road are sort of low res, but they're not bad at all. Okay, so let's go into the terminal. This is landside first, and this appears to be, we couldn't go in there, okay, and that's weird. So let's try somewhere else. Let's come down. So the arrivals hall there. Let's go a little closer. So the interior is done, but you see we can't go in. Okay, well let's just go a little bit further along. I mean, landside looks great, nicely modelled. Everything as it should be. Now we've got a passenger there. Let's see if we can go in here. Yes. So we're inside the main terminal here. Quite a bit to see, very nice indeed. Okay, you've got various desks. We're a little bit devoid of people here. It looks great, but it's just a... right, okay, we've got one here. So we do have some people. Here's a security area that takes us... we can't go in there. Let's just try it. I don't really understand why this is happening. So we can't get to airside from landside. And again. This is poor. This is really poor. You've got all this beautiful area in here that you can see. But yet you can't really explore it, because that keeps happening. Okay, so let's go into airside, from airside, and see how that works. Okay, so we're in airside and we've got an animated passenger there. And once again we are being bumped out. There are problems with the scenery. I don't know why. See, this keeps happening. So unfortunately guys, I can't really explore the interior very much for you because we're being bumped out all the time. A real pity, because the airport is actually pretty good, impressively, really. Okay, as usual, here we are. There's a view from the flight deck, parking up on stand Alpha 4. This is what you'll see when you look out the front. There's a view from the captain's side, and once again you can see how really nicely weathered and textured the Jetway is. Pity we can't get them to work very well. And a quick look at the first officer's side. So just a couple of quick close-up shots of the main ramp. This is where you park. And as you've seen during the Jetway test, it's going to be here and there as to whether you can park in such a way that the Jetway works. But the detail, I've got no problem with at all. The ground detail here, you've got various stains, various bits and pieces here. The end of the Jetway is nicely modelled. There's a look into the terminal, airside through the glass, and you can see the animated people we've got there. Unfortunately, there's a limit to what we can do because of this problem where you get literally bumped out of the building if you try to move in there. Animated signs here look really good, so that will change in a minute. I think you get the FLY2 logo, there it is. There's the Tulsa. Very nice. And there's just a quick shot of parking. As you can see, we spawned from the menu, we're on the centre line, but there is no A320 marker anywhere, so you're going to have to really sort of judge it as to where you and how you park up here. Okay, so quickly a couple of high level shots here before we bring the light down. Here you can see the northern end there where you've got the National Guard, and here you've got more buildings and cargo options to explore. And there we are looking to the south. You've got the highway there, and lots of things for you to have a look at. And finally looking to the west, again you've got lots of construction, lots of buildings. The scenery is really quite good. It's very detailed, it's well textured and weathered. I mean, it looks great, it really does. It's just a pity that we keep getting bumped out of the buildings, so unfortunately we can't seriously explore what the internal. It says the terminal was fully simulated in the interior, but unfortunately we can't visit all of it. Okay, so let's turn the light down now to dusk and see how the lighting looks. Okay, so here we are, we've turned the lighting down. It's 8:30 in the evening. It's the end of July 2025 when this video was shot, and here we're looking at the main stands and ramp area. And as you can see, lots of subtle lighting, even from this height. That looks pretty good. So we're looking towards the south, there's the highway. And there we are looking to the east, you've got the cargo buildings, and you can see you've got a slight red glow on the buildings. It looks really nice. The lights came on about 2 minutes ago. There we are looking to the north. And looking to the northwest. As a control tower below us also lit up. Okay, once again a view from the flight deck looking towards the terminal. You can see interior lighting inside the terminal, which looks good. So when you pull up on stand, the view's actually not too bad at all, really. And just looking across through the first officer's window. So let's have a quick pass over some of the buildings towards the main terminal area, just look at the lighting in general, and we'll head towards the runway threshold so we can look at some taxiway markings. You've got some green centerline lighting. The stands are quite well lit actually, and there to the right you can see into the terminal, which is a nice effect. Just a pity we have problems getting in there. Once again, green lead-in lights that will lead you off the taxiways into the parking stands. And you still have green centerline lights there as well. Blue airfield edge lights, all looks pretty good. There's the threshold, there are your wigwags. And we got the same on the other side. Close up look at some of the buildings here. I mean, it looks impressive. Like many airports, it does seem to come to life a bit at night time. Okay, once again a couple of close-up shots on the stand. Well, it looks pretty impressive. There's the aircraft on the stand there. And there we are looking into the terminal. So we've got lots of interior modelling as per their description, but much of it we can't go inside and actually explore. I mean, it looks really nice. Signage everywhere, building quality is excellent. And there you've got the highway, and you've even got signage out here, which is great. It's really nice, no complaints at all. And here we are landside. We've got a couple of Asobo globes floating around. And once again we can see inside the terminal from landside, and I like the concrete effect as well. It's really nice. It's really just such a pity we can't go in and explore. So you've got two baggage reclaim areas at either end of the terminal there. And overall it looks great, no real complaints. Okay, so that was dusk. Let's turn it down to night time now. Okay, so 10 PM local time, and as you can see the night is upon us, and the lighting has come up somewhat. Not by much, but the airport still looks pretty good at night. Blue airfield edge lights everywhere. You can see green centerline lights, plenty of them actually. So finding your way away from the runway into the terminal area shouldn't really be a problem. So there we've got the moon fading in the distance. Below right you've got the landside area. There's the multi-storey car park. And there we are looking north. Runway 18 left over there in the distance. And once again we've got the that cargo facility on the other side of the airport, the eastern side there. Very quick view from the cockpit there. And a quick view just over the wing there, looking over the aircraft parked. Okay, let's pass over airside just to have a look. I mean, the depth of lighting on the stands is adequate. Certain areas it looks a bit dark, but it's perfectly okay. Once again you can see inside the terminals. And the modelling is excellent. I've got no complaints about it, and the texturing really brings it up, as indeed it should be. So this is the sort of meat and potatoes of what you guys really need, and as you can see it's more than adequate for flying in and flying out of here. It's excellent. And lots of subtle lighting here on the buildings. Some of it supplied by Asobo globes, some of it just there. But no, it's fine. It's really good. Yet another nice, important and well-made American airport. Okay, so that was a look at night time. Let's bring the dawn up. Okay, 6:40 in the morning. The lights went out about sort of 6 minutes ago, something like that. And this is the view on the early dawn, looking at my stand there, my aircraft. The sun coming up behind us, and again you have this lovely red glow on the buildings. So looking towards the south, there we are looking towards the north. We've got the control tower over here. And there the sun rises in the east, and you've got the cargo facility below us. Another quick view from the flight deck. This is what you'll see if you're doing an early morning departure. Very nice indeed. Okay, so 1 hour later, 7:40 in the morning, and time to wrap up this review. What do I think? You know, overall this is a nice airport. What really makes it well stand out, I think, or what makes it very good, is the amount of detail and texturing. I mean, almost every building and everything that's standing up on the airport is weathered and textured. Here, for example, you can see we've got oil stains on the tarmac. The tarmac looks great. The buildings are weathered even on top here. And of course you've got really good terrain. And the foliage looks good. I mean, it looks like a proper airport. This might have been a photograph taken from the same position. It's not bad at all. I think we've also got some ground vehicles going where they shouldn't, but apart from that, it's fine. The one thing that I think is the letdown is the fact they've done the inside of the terminal as per their description features, but we can't get in. We keep getting bumped out. I'm not sure if that's a Microsoft Flight Sim thing or whether it's the way it is with the way the scenery's been designed, which is a real pity, because looking through the windows you can see some really nice stuff, and some of it we really can't examine because we can't get inside. But if all you want to do is fly in and out of here and have some level of realism as you do it, then you've got a very nice airport here. What about the price? I mean, FLY2HIGH are good developers. I've reviewed many of their sceneries in the past, and they're really good developers. There's really no problem at all. I think it's a bit expensive. You've got €22.19, which comes out around just under $26, or just under £20 UK. It's quite a bit of money. I would think that it's nearer $22. So I would say maybe a €2 or €3 cheaper than it should, cheaper than this. And remember, I mean, okay, the prices include tax, and I think the tax might be a little bit less for our American customers. But I still think this needs to be about €3 cheaper. But I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that the developer doesn't set the prices necessarily. Well, they set the minimum price, and Sim Market or whoever adds their little bit on top. I'm not entirely certain how that works, but I think it's maybe €2 or €3 more than it should be. That's my only take on it. You may disagree, but you can't get away from the fact that this is yet another nice, well-modelled American airport for you to fly into. Really good. Okay folks, thank you very much. This is my first review, having got the new computer and everything got installed again. I'm not flying yet. I've still got control issues to sort out, but I hope to do that at some point during the next week. We've got other scenery projects to come out as well. I will try to put them up on the website sometime in the next couple of days for you to see, but I've got some of the new and latest sceneries and other reviews to come out, so we will continue with that. So my name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot. Thank you for joining me and thank you for watching. Also thank you for staying with me, those members, subscribers who've stuck with me even though I've effectively been offline for a while. But we're nearly there. I've got a nice new stonking computer. Windows 11 is a pain in the neck and I'm still trying to learn it, but I think we're getting there. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. You guys take care. Bye for now.